Welcome back to Fats TV. Back with another reaction for that AZZ. Hope everybody's feeling wonderful, feeling great as always. Thank you for being here. What we have here is another blizzard of that Kimbo slice. I got some OG too, but I'm gonna light up in a minute. Shout out to all my smokers in the building. Gunplay. If you're not familiar, you know, Gunplay was Rick Ross artist, you know what I mean? Maybach music or whatever like that. I F's with Gunplay. I like Gunplay personally, you know what I'm saying? I F's with him. So this is just, you know, this is just my opinion on everything. You know, this is whole Gunplay, don't get mad at me, bruh. You know what I'm saying? But like my grandma would say, better to be pissed off than peed on. You know what I mean? But yeah, he unfortunately, you know, Gunplay had a situation with one of his children, man. Very unfortunate situation. I'm glad everything's worked out with that. I hope everything's going well with that. But just to give you some background, so you know, he had an unfortunate situation which he ended up getting a GoFundMe for. You know what I mean? And shout out, you know what I mean, to the GoFundMe, and I'm glad that he was able to get everything that he needed, hopefully, and everything went well. You know what I mean? But then, you know, DJ Envy and Rick Ross got into it. Rick Ross is Gunplay's homeboy, as you should know, right? And DJ Envy might have did something that he shouldn't have done, and he mentioned the GoFundMe saying, if that was my homeboy, I would have never had a GoFundMe for him. I would have put it on. But that's a whole other story, right? We could talk about that too, right? But I wouldn't have never did a GoFundMe. First of all, you shouldn't have even brought Gunplay, his situation, his child in the fucking situation. Just because you're a Rick Ross beefing over some car shows, and then Rick Ross started going personal, and then y'all want to talk about money and mansions and cars and material stuff and girlfriend and all that bullshit, ego shit, pride men shit, men ego shit. It was no reason for DJ Envy to bring Gunplay's situation into the equation. First and foremost, right there. But since we're here, that's where it come from. So then afterwards, whatever happened, right? So, Gunplay records himself gifting Rick Ross a very expensive chain, piece of jewelry, let's just say, a gift. Very expensive. So you have people who donated to the GoFundMe, and now they're like, hey, we said you needed money for GoFundMe. If you could afford that chain, why did you have a GoFundMe? Right? So
every single one of you assholes and
Richard
that went to GoFundMe and donated and went and get a motherfucking refund, you never gave it with your heart. You a piece of shit.
Oh God.
You'll die that way.
Richard.
For real.
I didn't even know you could do refunds on GoFundMe. That's crazy.
But in 90 days, people that see me give my brother a gift, they automatically want to say that I bought that with GoFundMe money. Had to pay that back. So now, if you really want to be for real, my if a nigga spunked out on the chain, how the they got it right back instantly?
Right.
Oh, they trying to say. See, I'm just thinking, well, if you can afford the chain, then you maybe didn't go fund. But people do GoFundMe anyway, because just because you can afford it, don't mean that you still don't need extra. You know what I'm saying? Because once you spend that, then what? You could be broke. Like, he might have could have had it to afford the medical and everything, but still, it could still put you in a hole, man. Still, because it's an unfortunate situation that you don't see coming, that you don't know is going to happen. So that can hit you hard, man, financially. You know what I mean? Depending on the situation. So I was just thinking a different way, like, oh, you really didn't need to go for me if you could afford it. But they're trying to say that he used that money to buy to get that. Whoa, now that's a little. That would probably make me mad too, though.
Right.
With no pressure.
Right.
If that's what you want your back, here, take it.
Right.
So all you and ass out there, you never gave it from your heart, and you gonna die a piece of shit.
Wow.
Every single.
Whoa. Now, personally, I probably would have said, "Oh, that Gunplay." She even called you. That's your real name. She called Richard. Rich. Now, minus all the slurs and all the name calling that he called everybody, I can understand his frustration. You know what I'm saying? I can understand his frustration. I wouldn't necessarily agree with the whole premise that if you gave, you never really care. Because some people gave because they did care. But then once they see you beefing with envy, talking your shit, then they see you gift a very expensive chain in their mind, they thinking it's very expensive. You probably shouldn't have just showed that on video. You probably should have just gifted that to Rick Ross without the cameras. You didn't need to show the world that you gave that to Rick to show your appreciation. In my opinion, that's where you went wrong. You probably should have just kept that off camera, because now you give everybody the opportunity to assume that you use the GoFundMe money. Now you open it up a can of worms for the Pandora box for them to be able to criticize you, Gunplay. You know what I'm saying? And I understand it to a certain point, because I wouldn't have put it on camera because it makes it look like damn, so why did you use the GoFundMe? If you can afford a piece of jewelry that made it call, I don't know. But like he said, if he gave everybody a refund, shut up, nothing to talk about. But I still wouldn't ask for the refund. I don't care if you would have bought Rick Ross a goddamn yacht or island. I'm not asking for it back, because I get it. If you ask for the money back, then you really didn't give it out the kindness of your heart. Because really, you shouldn't care what I spent the money on. Once you leave your hand and you give it to me for whatever you giving it to me for, that should be it. Like, you really, so I get what he's saying. I feel both sides to a certain extent. I wouldn't think that he's used to GoFundMe money too, but I understand both sides of the frustration. You know what I mean? I understand both sides of the frustration. Y'all leave a comment. Let me know, do y'all understand both sides? Now, Gunplay, for me, give him advice, I wouldn't call everybody all them names, even though you gave them their money back, allegedly you say. They still was generous enough to think about to send you that. So the money's well going and spent now, so you didn't have to call them all them names and say they're gonna die this way and they'll be, you know what I mean? But I'm not in your shoes, though. I'm not in your shoes. I'm not the one getting the backlash. I'm not the one that's got to open my phone and see all the mean words and everything sent to me. So, you know what I mean? I could dig it, man. I just wish you probably didn't show the video, show the world of you gifting Rick Ross that jewelry. That was the one thing, because then nobody would be able to criticize you if you didn't put it on camera. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Gunplay, man. I hope everything is going well with his family and his life, man, because first of all, DJ Envy, in my opinion, was a POS for even bringing that up. You know? But y'all leave a comment and let me know what y'all think about that. You know, is Gunplay right? Is the people right? You think they got a reason to be mad at him? Do Gunplay got a reason to call them names? But he said he refunded them their money. But would you have shown gifting that very expensive chain to Rick Ross on camera after already being criticized about the GoFundMe anyway? Do you think that was, I don't want to say smart, or the right thing to do? You know what I mean? To put that on camera, to show that after knowing that knowing that you accepted a GoFundMe. Y'all let me know, man. I don't know. But I need y'all to do one more thing before you get up out of here. Hit that subscribe button. Y'all already know it's peace and love over here, man.